Long ago, in a village surrounded by lush green forests and rolling hills, there lived a family of 5. The eldest child, Nyara, was beautiful and strong, but a deep sadness clouded her spirit. No one knew the source of her pain, but it made her heart heavy, and it seeped into the way she treated those around her. Her siblings, Amina, Temba, Kwame, and Siti, were young and full of laughter, but their home was a place of tension, as Nyara would often lash out in ways that hurt their bodies and hearts. Nyara's abuse was not always physical. Sometimes, her harsh words cut deeper than any wound, making her siblings believe they were worthless. Amina, the second oldest, would try to protect her younger siblings, but the cruelty of Nyara's words would break her down, leaving her confused and unsure. Temba, who was kind-hearted, struggled to find his place, feeling the weight of his sister's anger, even when he didn't deserve it. Kwame, the quiet one, would retreat into the forest, seeking solace in nature. Siti, the youngest, cried herself to sleep, hoping that one day, her sister's anger would fade. But the elders of the village, wise and old, saw the pain in Nyara's eyes. They whispered that she had been born under a cursed moon, a moon that brought sorrow to those who bore its mark. No one could break the curse, they said, for it was not only Nyara's burden but her family's as well. As the years passed, Nyara's behavior grew worse. She pushed her siblings away, leaving them with only their pain and the hope of a better future. However, her siblings did not lose heart. They could see past their sister's anger to the sorrow buried deep within her, and they promised themselves that they would one day break the cycle of pain that had taken hold of their family. When Nyara's youngest sibling, Siti, became an adult, she decided to leave the village in search of answers. "I must find a way to heal her," she told her siblings, and though they were scared, they supported her journey. Together, they knew that Nyara's anger stemmed from something beyond their understanding, something that needed to be healed for all of them to find peace. Siti traveled across vast deserts, climbed mountains that kissed the sky, and crossed rivers that roared like thunder. She visited wise shamans, healers, and elders in many lands. They all gave her pieces of wisdom. Some said to speak to the gods, others said to seek the moon spirit, whose silver light was said to heal broken hearts. Each person she met gave her something new to carry on her journey, and Siti grew wiser and stronger with every step. Many years passed before Siti returned to the village. In her hands, she carried a staff carved with the symbols of the moon spirit, and in her heart, she held the key to healing. The moment she set foot in her family's home, Nyara's cold eyes met hers, but this time there was no anger in them, only a deep, sad emptiness. Siti approached her sister, who had become frail and distant. "Nyara, I have returned with a way to heal you," Siti said, her voice gentle but firm. Nyara laughed bitterly. "You think you can heal me after all these years? I am beyond saving." But Siti did not back down. She held out the staff to Nyara. "You were never beyond saving. You just needed love, and we were too young to understand that. But now we are grown, and we understand the true nature of your pain." The other siblings, Amina, Temba, and Kwame, who had come back together, stood behind Siti. They had learned much from their own hardships and understood that their sister's anger came from fear and sorrow, fear of the curse that had defined her life, sorrow from a deep loneliness she had never known how to share. In that moment, the moonlight shone through the clouds, casting a soft glow upon the family. Siti stepped forward and placed the staff into Nyara's hands. The staff began to glow with a gentle, warm light. Nyara felt a surge of emotion rise within her, tears that had been trapped for so long began to fall. She wept, not out of weakness, but out of a long-awaited release. Her siblings embraced her, forgiving her for the years of pain she had caused. As the night passed, something remarkable happened. The curse that had once bound Nyara's heart was lifted, not by magic, but by the love and understanding of her family. Nyara, with the support of her siblings, sought the help of the elders to find a way to reconcile with herself. Slowly, she healed, finding peace with her past and a path to forgiveness. The family grew stronger together, and though the scars of their past remained, they no longer defined them. Nyara became a wise leader in the village, and her siblings, Amina, Temba, Kwame, and Siti, found their own paths to greatness, not as victims of their sister's pain, but as individuals who had overcome hardship together. And so, the family learned the greatest lesson of all, the power of love, forgiveness, and the strength to break the chains of the past. Nyara's curse was not vanquished by force, but by the resilience of those who chose to heal together, proving that even the deepest wounds can one day find peace. As Nyara's tears fell, the weight she had carried for so long began to lift, and for the first time in many years, she felt lightness in her heart. Her siblings, standing around her with open arms, did not recoil in anger or fear. Instead, they welcomed her with the compassion she had longed for but never knew how to ask for. Siti, who had traveled so far and learned so much, knelt beside her sister and whispered, "The moon has blessed us, Nyara. But it is your heart that must choose to forgive, both yourself and us." Nyara looked up, meeting the eyes of each of her siblings. She saw the pain in their faces, but also the strength and the hope that had carried them through the years. She had hurt them, yes, but now, as she looked into their faces, she saw not just victims of her anger, but powerful beings who had overcome their own struggles. Amina stepped forward first, placing her hand gently on Nyara's shoulder. "You were never alone, Nyara. We were always here. We just didn't know how to help you. But now, we will heal together." Temba, his eyes filled with understanding, nodded. "You've carried a heavy burden, sister, and we've carried ours. But it's time to let go of the past. We cannot change what's been done, but we can choose how we move forward." Kwame, ever quiet, but with a deep wisdom in his eyes, said, "The forest has its seasons, Nyara. Just as the trees shed their leaves to grow anew, we can shed the weight of our past and become stronger for it." Nyara could feel the walls she had built around herself slowly crumbling, piece by piece. In their words, she found a path to her own healing, a path paved with forgiveness, understanding, and the hope of a future without the darkness that had once defined her. As the family embraced, Nyara realized that her victory wasn't just about overcoming the curse or the anger. It was about the power of forgiveness, learning to forgive herself for her past mistakes, and to accept the love of those who had always been there for her. She had thought that her siblings' love was lost, that they had been broken beyond repair, but now she saw that forgiveness was a bridge that could mend even the deepest wounds. And so, the siblings rebuilt their bond. They became a family that no longer carried the burden of fear and resentment, but one rooted in love and strength. Together, they thrived, supporting one another as they each followed their path. Nyara, now free of her inner darkness, became a beacon of light and wisdom for others in the village, sharing her journey of redemption and teaching others the healing power of forgiveness. In the end, the family discovered that no curse, no matter how powerful, could stand against the light of compassion, understanding, and the unbreakable bond of love.